Hey, Sharon. Lay Langston, how you all doing tonight? How's everybody doing tonight? Good to see you. Hey, please share this. Hey, come on, y'all coming in. Share. Good to see you. Grace and peace. How's everybody doing? Lady Howard, Lady Douglas, Sharon, God bless you. How's everybody doing tonight? Please share this. Hit that like button as you come in. Lady Taylor, God bless you. I see all of you. God bless you. Please share this. Let's have a conversation tonight. God bless everybody. How y'all doing? I got your note, Evangelist. Brother Woods, what's up? How you guys doing? Let's get a few more minutes. We want to wait for a few more people to get on here. Please share this. Please share this. Please share this. Let's try to get some people in here. I know a few people are going to come late, but I'm trying to get this done. I want to have a real heart-to-heart conversation about love. When love hurts. When love hurts. What's up, Lady V? When love hurts. Let's talk about it. Yeah, y'all share this. Come on, we're going to talk. When love hurts. Yeah, I know. It's one of those. Come on, y'all share this. I know y'all can get a few more people in here. Come on, share this. Let's talk about this tonight. Good to see you, Brother Adams. How are you, sir? Let's talk about this subject of love. Hey, Lady Sykes, good to see you. All right, listen, so let's get started with this conversation. As you read, the topic or the thought tonight was about love and when love hurts. How many of you ever, and I want to start this conversation like this. How many of you ever have been in love and the pain, like you went through a tough patch, and the pain that you experienced was so severe that it actually hurt? I mean, how many of you ever had? I mean, I just want to know who I'm talking to tonight. I mean, how many of you been in love to where you were going through something and it literally hurt, like you couldn't sleep, you couldn't think, you couldn't eat? Come on, just tell me. I mean, you've been there. Yeah, okay, I see you. Come on, y'all gonna be brave. We're gonna have a Let's have a real conversation about this tonight. Like, you've been in love or hurt so bad because you gave your heart to someone, and it like every song on the radio was about you. Like, you couldn't see other people in love, like holding hands. And can we talk? Can we talk for real? I mean, I know y'all ain't used to this coming from a brother, but you all right? I know y'all not used to this coming from a brother. But we're going to get there, right? We're going to talk, real talk. Like, you couldn't, like when you went to the mall or even driving your car and you saw two people holding hands, or you saw a couple, and it just, like, you could not stand, like certain songs, even to this day. Yeah, even to this day, where, I mean, even to the, like, when you think of that time in your life, that moment in your life where, like, when you think about it, yeah, when you think about it, it's like, man, I don't ever want to go back there again. I mean, come on, y'all gonna, all right. I don't know if we're gonna talk tonight, because y'all acting like, some of y'all acting like y'all don't know what I'm talking about. But maybe you don't, I don't know. But the pain was so severe. Like, I mean, your days and nights were almost the same, right? Like, your days and nights were almost the same. Like, you couldn't even tell the night from the day. It was just so painful. And the sad thing, the interesting thing about that is it wasn't physical, but you would prefer it be physical, because the emotional pain was so severe. Let's talk about this. I want this to be interactive. I don't want to just to talk. I want to be interactive. We're gonna unpack some stuff tonight. But it was so severe. Like, you'd wish that it was physical, opposed to being emotional. Like, tell me some of the things that you went through. Just come on, let's rattle some things off, some things you remember, like sleepless nights, couldn't eat, cranky, crying all the time, didn't want to go nowhere, depression, home. Come on, let's talk about it. Let's get there. Come on, y'all. Let's open this up tonight. Let's open this up tonight. Real quick, because I want to talk about this, because I believe this is an area that many of us don't deal with. This is an area that a lot of us in the body of Christ don't deal with this. We don't deal with the real impact of hurting love. People who are going through divorce, people who are being violated, people who are being, I mean, come on, there's a lot. Come on, let's talk about some of the things you went through. Was painful, couldn't think, couldn't sleep, couldn't function. Come on, let's go. It was so long ago. Come on, you can remember some of this stuff. Even some of your girlfriends, some of the guys in your life, you know, some of the things they do. Started drinking, right? Got involved, actually tried to bury your emotions in somebody else, hooked up with somebody to try to get them to try to take the heat, create distractions. Come on, let's talk about when love hurts. When love hurts, right? Creating distractions for yourself, trying to find a way to relieve the anguish. And even while you were out, come on, how many of you started stalking? Hated the night, right? Hated to see the night come. Let's talk about it. Couldn't stand to see the night come. Couldn't stand going home alone. Couldn't stand, it just, y'all, let's talk about it. Can we talk about it? Or y'all gonna play like y'all don't know? All right. Couldn't stand the pain. Couldn't stand to see someone else in love. Hated to hear about someone else being happy. Asking yourself, why not me? What's wrong with me? Y'all ain't talking. And so And I want to kind of hear from you tonight. I want to hear some of the things you went through. Let me tell you something about it's those kinds of experiences can mar you for life. Like when love hurts, it has an ability to create a dysfunction in you. And that's one of the fears about falling in love and then allowing yourself to be hurt. You have to understand this. You have to understand this. When you, and this is one of the reasons why a lot of us don't, it's like, we don't want that pain. Like you don't want that pain anymore. But you have to be willing, when you have experienced the pain of really being in love and being hurt, that type of hurt, I mean, it actually causes people to commit suicide. Come on, y'all gonna act like y'all don't know what I'm talking about. Y'all gonna act like y'all don't know what I'm talking about. Like when you're in so much pain, because you would love somebody that left you, someone who, and regardless of whether it was your fault or not, the reality of it all, is that it still hurts. And when you're so in love, like it just, man, like you can't hear a song. You can't hear a song that doesn't speak to your situation. I mean, when you're devastated, I've been shot before. Let's talk about this. I've been shot, like boom, shot, boom, right? Boom, shot. And let me tell you something. Now, and maybe because I'm a male, but let me tell you something. I've been shot, right? I've been shot. And let me tell you, the gunshot that I experienced at close range, I'd rather experience that again opposed to experiencing the hurt from love. Are y'all hearing me? I'm going to say that again. I've been shot, like boom, bang, close range, shot, broke a part of my bone off. Are y'all hearing me? I'd rather experience that again than to experience the pain that love has the potential to bring me. And if you are not careful, you can trust somebody with your heart that can ultimately scar you for life. Emotional scars are some of the most difficult wounds to heal. And it's sad that many of us in the church focus more on the spirit man. Like we tend to ignore a marriage being broken up. We tend to think it's just like, oh well, God. The pain that goes in divorce, that goes in disappointment, that goes in being violated. I mean, some of the traumas that people and those of us in the body of Christ have experienced through love, through a pure place, a innocent, a wonderful experience, have experienced so much trauma. In order to love, you have to be willing to be hurt. That's what else do you know? Let me explain. What else do you know? What other thing would you engage in or participate in where the odds of being hurt is so severe or so probable. And the fact that the person that you are trusting, I want y'all to hear me. The person you are trusting with your heart, oftentimes have not been vetted. Like when someone breaks your heart, this is something we got to deal with in the body, because there's so many wounded people in the pew, and we sing over stuff, we dance over stuff, we run over stuff, we shout over stuff, but it doesn't address the pain. It doesn't address the hurt. It doesn't speak to the wound that is covered over with flesh. And when people are sitting in the pew crying and weeping because they're devastated, not because of the devil, not because of the pastor, not because of it's because of the hurt that they are experiencing that you cannot even imagine. And let me, I gotta be honest. Can I be honest tonight? I experienced pain like that. I'm telling you, I wouldn't wish on anybody. Listen, I told you all earlier, you just came on. I've been shot before. I've been shot. I took a bullet, right? I've been cut, been stabbed, all that. Punched in the face, hit in the head with pipes. I've been hit in the head with pipes and bats and been there. And I'm telling you, ain't nothing more painful. And I believe the Lord allowed me to experience it because I had no appreciation for those who hurt. Like I never even thought about ministering or even taking that into consideration. Like that's a real pain. That's a real pain that we can't shout over. That's a real pain that we can't just mesh over. That's a real pain that we have to take time and give people time to heal through it and not be so vicarious or so cavalier or so nonchalant when someone tells you that their heart is broken. And someone tells you that they're devastated. And if you're going to fall in love, you have to be willing to allow that to happen. It's almost absurd when you think about engaging in a relationship with someone who can just break your heart, can just walk over you. And you say, well, Pastor, wait a minute now. What? Okay, I get it. And I get what you're saying, man. I get that you're explaining this pain. But what are we to do? Well, what we are to do is this. Take care of your heart, and I want to say this, and the hearts of those that are in your trust. Because some of us, God has blessed with great relationships, great hearts, great loving, giving people. And because we did not appreciate the pain that we can cause, then we were careless with the heart that was entrusted to us. And I think we have to come to terms that if I am as vulnerable and as susceptible to being hurt as bad as I was hurt, then I must be careful. I must be careful. One, to be careful who I trust my heart to. Two, be careful of the hearts that were entrusted to me. And so for those of you who have been hurt and have been scarred, that trauma is real and it lasts a long time. And many of you have not gotten therapy. You haven't gotten help. You haven't talked to anybody about it. You haven't even cried in front of anybody that you can trust. You haven't even released the hurt. Some of us just kind of went on, right? Because you had to go to work, you had to get up and go, you had to move, you just went on. And some of you are still very traumatized, still very damaged. Listen, I'm gonna tell you, can I be honest? I'm gonna be transparent. I'm damaged. No question. There's no question I'm damaged. I'm damaged. I know I'm damaged. I know I'm hurt. I know I'm jacked. I know I need help. Some of y'all hear what I'm saying to you. Are y'all getting this? Right? I know that about me. I understand that the pain that I went through and that some of you go through, I'm not over it. It happened years ago. Years ago. Yeah, I can function. Yeah, I go to work. Yeah, I do what I gotta do. Yeah, I do all that because that's what we do. But the reality is that impact of that pain that I experienced, and let me help you, I wasn't innocent in it. See, this is the other thing, right, that we don't understand. I wasn't innocent. It wasn't like somebody came along and broke my heart. No, it was that I broke someone's heart. And then when they broke my heart, it devastated me, right? Crazy. But the reality is, that when we deal with these matters, it's imperative. How you all doing tonight? It's imperative that we think about what we're doing. So, trauma. That trauma is so real. So real. You can be so damaged, and I think I hear y'all, that you like, listen, you know what? I just rather be by myself. I'd rather be by myself. I'd rather be by myself because I don't want the pain, nor do I want to cause the pain. When I went through what I went through, I had to come to grips that I was I was somewhat, how you say it? Well, cold, ice, and all that other crazy stuff. But I was pathic. Like I was pathic. I was just, until it hurt. I was like, man, I don't even, like, I could never understand why people, like some of the songs that these dudes were singing, like, baby, please come back to me. All that stuff that they were singing, I never understood it. I was like, man, you gotta be crazy. Ain't no way. I'm God my witness, Holy Spirit be my judge. I was like, ain't no way I'm begging no woman. Ain't no way. Just, I'm telling you, I'll tell people, get over it. I'll tell people, whatever. Whatever. Just buy. And then when that pain hit me, I don't drink, right? I'm not an alcoholic. I don't drink. I don't like alcohol. I thought about drinking. I didn't drink. I thought about, I've never been with a prostitute. Never. God my witness, never thought about a prostitute. Thought about just hooking up with somebody. Just something to take the pain. And I thought it would never end. Yeah, as a pastor, still had to go to church and preach, still had to pastor, still had to do all the things that we do. And that's why, even to this day, after experiencing such pain, haven't had the time to really deal. I'm dealing with it bit by bit now. Part of this tonight is me dealing with it. Part of it tonight of being able to express what love does when it hurts. That you got to be willing to allow yourself to be hurt to love. It's it goes together. Should it? No. I mean, that's not the plan. That's not the idea that I'm gonna fall in love so I can get hurt. But you have to consider the fact that you want to fall in love, and consider the fact that this person can destroy you. I mean, literally, you could lose your job. You could not function. I can't tell you. I'm a tax accountant. I got here. I'm just sharing my story. I'm trying to tell you, I'm a tax accountant. And to have to go to work and think about calculations and tax laws and regs and all day in pain, like couldn't daydreaming, just taking walks, bugging. Still had to pastor, still had to be a dad, still had to go to work, still had to. You just don't. When you are in that kind of pain, it hurts in places that you can't explain. Do you understand this? Like, and I want to help you. If you got people in your life right now who are going through a love pain, a love hurt, a heart shattering, a breaking, really listen to me. Try to hear them. Try to hear their pain. Try to hear what they're dealing with. Because I couldn't before it happened to me, I couldn't understand it. I couldn't understand what a heartbreak was. I didn't have a clue of what it was like to, and I didn't cry. I'm not a crier, but my heart wept. Like that kind of pain. You want pain? You just sitting staring in the dark. I was in so much pain. I would sit in the dark for hours. I stopped listening to the radio. Listen to me. I stopped listening to love songs because it hurt too much to hear. It hurt too much to hear love songs. It hurts to hear love songs. I stopped listening to radio. I didn't want to listen to no music because every song hurt more. Every song brought more pain. Every song messed me up even more. So I stopped listening to the radio. I didn't want to listen to radio. I couldn't stand seeing people walk around holding hands. Happy couples, get away from me. I can't stand it. Not because I was upset because you were happy. It hurt too much to see you happy. It hurts too much to see you happy. It hurt too much to see you happy. Now you're talking about alpha male. You're talking about the confidence to the hit. Just confidence, like I'm full of confidence, twisted. And I'm telling constantly, I would ask the Lord, what you doing? What you doing, man? Why you put me through this? Why you put me through this? And then what I realized was this. I had to learn what the people were dealing with on another level. The Bible says in the book of Exodus and Ezekiel, he said, Ezekiel, I want you to sit where they sat. I want you to experience what the people experience that you minister to. I want you to know their pain. I want you to know their hurt. And man, I said, come on. I want you to know what it's like. That's why I hate divorce. I hate to see couples divorce. I hate to see couples break up. I hate to see couples in trouble. I hate it. It's like I can't stand it because I understand the pain that goes in with divorce and separation and the tearing of lives and the breaking. I hate to see people messed up. I hate to see it. I can't stand to see couples break up. I just can't. It's almost like I'm reliving it. And I know that's part of my trauma. That's part of my trauma of what I felt going in and dealing with what I dealt with. As part of my trauma, part of my experience is still very prevalent. And when you love like that, men specifically, generally can't handle emotion, can't handle. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? Okay. That emotion was so much for a male. I'm talking about a male now, that I could have killed somebody. Like, I could have took somebody out. I could have taken someone's life. Not the person that I was upset with, but the person that was after the person I was upset with. Yeah. 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 Are you hearing me? So, when love hurts, it hurts everything. When love hurts, it hurts everything. That's why when I talk to people, okay. Okay. I'm going to say something to you. There are times when I'm challenged about marriage. Can I say it like that? I'm challenged about marriage. When I say challenged, I'm talking about from colleagues, from family, even my children. I'm challenged about marriage. Siblings, challenged. Like, why aren't you getting married? Won't you get married? And I've even been asked to marry. Like, you know, person didn't even know me. It was a little, but they didn't know me. There was somebody that just saw me somewhere and they thought they can ask me to marry them. But the reason why I brought that up is because whenever I think of marriage, I get nervous. Like, I get nervous. Like, are you kidding me? To think about that pain again. To even expose myself to that pain. That's why I know I'm not ready. Like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready because I've been so damaged. And this is where we have to be honest with ourselves. Many of us have not dealt with our pain. And you can tell you haven't dealt with your pain when certain subject matter comes up, certain people come up, certain thoughts come up, and you still feel something. Like, you feel it. Like, that's how you know you're not ready. You know you're not ready because I think you're not ready because you still feel it. That's like a physical wound. Like, if you touch a physical wound that's not healed, every time you touch it, you're going to feel it. Every time you hit it, you're going to feel it. Even though it has a scab, even though it's been, you got skin on it. But if it hasn't been healed, you're going to feel it. That's because you're not healed yet. That's because you're not recovered yet. That's because it's not over yet. That's because you have not dealt with it properly and you haven't spent the time that you need to spend on recovery. And I want to say to those of you, and I know I got people that come to church hurting. I know a lot of our women are hurting, and I feel for our women. I feel for our women. I feel for our men. I really do. I feel, because a lot of men hurt. I want to say this to some of you ladies, and I know y'all have heard me talk about men, but there's a lot of hurting men that are scared. I'm not talking about the dogs. I'm not talking about the people who are, I'm talking about men who are afraid to give their heart away again. Men who are afraid to love again. Men and women too. And my heart goes out to you. My heart does, because you trusted somebody. You trusted someone with your heart. You trusted someone with your life, your time, and they violated you. They stepped on you. They walked away from you. They had no regard for you. And listen, let me help you. If you're abusive or you don't care, you just dog somebody, they need to walk away from you. I'm not making excuses for anybody. If you just take somebody for granted, don't care, You deserved it. Like, I believe that the thing I went through, I deserved it. I'm not even going to act like I didn't. I deserved it. I deserved to be hurt. I deserved to experience what I experienced. I threw the rock and it hurt. I messed up. I did it. I got that, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that now. But the pain doesn't make it better. That doesn't make what happened better because I did it. If I take a hammer and smash my hand with it, it's not going to feel any less pain if you did it. Are you hearing me? I'm not going to feel any less pain. Are you getting it? Are you getting it? All right? I'm not going to feel any less pain if I smash my hand with a hammer or you did. But my point is this. If you've been hurt and if you've been damaged and if you've been scarred and if you have been wounded and if you've been broken and if you have been taken advantage of, abused, and if you've been, listen, and help me, hear my heart. And I know I can't fix this. I know I can't fix this, but I'm gonna try. If it will go over, if a man hurt you, if a man hurt you and broke you, I'm talking about broke you. As a male, you may never get an apology from him. He may never say he's sorry. He may never ask for forgiveness. He may never even think he needs to ask for forgiveness. But I want to say to you tonight, forgive us. Forgive us for hurting you. Forgive us for taking you for granted. Forgive us for abusing, neglecting, denying, whatever it is that we did as a man. I'm going to qualify this by saying, as a man, you may never get this from him. And I hope you can take this from me. I hope you can take this from a sincere place, because I hope that you will receive this. Forgive us for violating. Forgive us for breaking you. Men, if you've never been hurt or devastated or broken, or if you've never loved or you're so afraid to love, sometimes when you open your heart to somebody and they crush you, it's sometimes you don't recover. And the sad thing is, you think you did. One of the most troubling things, you think you've recovered from it. You think you've recovered from it because you went on, or you got into another relationship, or you remarried, or you just, wasn't mad anymore. That doesn't mean that you did not recover. That doesn't mean you recovered. Doesn't mean that you're still not broken, or you're still not hurting, or you're still not wounded. You can be very wounded and functioning. You can be, and many of us enter into new relationships dysfunctional, and you have not spent the time to get that worked out, and you just take all that dysfunction into another relationship unaware. And it doesn't come to surface until there's a demand for another level of intimacy. See, some people don't understand intimacy. But when you are married or you engage with a person, there is a level of intimacy that goes in relationships that surpasses your understanding. Your body responds to that person. Like, even, okay, we're grown up, so even sexually, right? When you constantly have sex, good to see you, Dr. Richardson, when you're constantly intimately intimate with somebody, having sex with them, and it may not be clicking on all cylinders. You may get your whatever you after, your satisfaction, but your bodies take time to lock into sync. Like when you are, that's why marriage is so important. When you're intimate with someone, y'all can learn something if you listen. Over time, your body starts locking in to a rhythm, right? Like your body will send off a signal that will cause your mate's body to orgasm, right? Or to respond. Because intimacy surpasses the intellect. It starts surpassing that. And that's when you get engaged and like you're locked in. Are you hearing me? You're locked in where your bodies respond. Like your bodies respond now. Like you don't even know why you get the sensations that you get. That's because the intimacy has grown to another level. That's what intimacy means. But when you are void, right? When you are void, when you are absent, when you are not engaged in that person, there's a place where, now hear me, the person is trying to get to you, but because you have nothing to offer, it's empty. They can't get nothing. It's like it's over. Like because you've been broken, you've been hurt, they can't get past that because you have nothing to give. So what happens is that they fall deeper and deeper and deeper in love, pursuing you on another intimate level, but you can't respond because you are wounded, you are void, you are missing. And then there becomes problems in the relationship, right? There becomes problems in a relationship. There becomes these disconnects, right? Like you're disconnected. You don't feel, are you hearing me? You don't feel them like they feel you. Have y'all been there? Like you feel like you love them more than they love you. Like you feel like you're giving them more than they're giving you. And it's not money, it's not possession, it's intimacy, it's depth. Are y'all getting this? It's depth. It's like this thing that you can't explain. It's what God put in us when he says, and man shall leave his mother and father and cleave to his wife, and they shall become one. Are you hearing me? And so that's what happens when you are intimate. Now, if you don't have anything, one of the things I realized when my first marriage, I knew that my wife was trying to reach me in a way that I could not respond. So I went to the Lord about it. I did. I went to the Lord about it. And I was afraid because I knew I had been so scattered, so fragmented, so void because of my promiscuity, right? I was molested by a female cousin as a little boy. And so all of my adolescent years was all about sex. I was all sex. I can't even tell how many women I had sex with before I was in my teens. Really, before I even got out of my teens, I was full-fledged because I had been molested. So that was probably part of my response, was to constantly be engaged in sex. So I was having sex a lot, okay? So by the time I got married, I wanted marriage. I love the idea of marriage. I love the culture. I love the whole family dynamic because I never grew up in a house with my dad. So I love the idea of being a dad and maybe being a husband and working and all that. So I had all the ideas, the mental, intellectual understanding of marriage. But I could not give the emotional part of it because I'd been so fragmented. And so I went to the Lord because I had no one else to go to. I couldn't talk to nobody about this because church people didn't know anything about this stuff. Church people didn't talk about this stuff. We didn't talk about sex or marriage or being void, all that. No, none of that. We didn't talk about that. And so I went to the Lord and said, Lord, listen, I want to be able to give my wife me. And so I prayed and I asked the Lord to just put me back together. And so I began to pray. The Lord, and this is the Lord said to me, he said, some of y'all might have heard me say this. He said, tell me everything about yourself, everything about yourself, like everything about you. Tell me stuff you never told anybody. Tell me stuff you think I already know, because God knows everything. So I began to tell God all this stuff, my fears, my insecurities, my idiosyncrasies, the things that I would not tell anybody, my thought process and stuff I thought about and stuff I thought about doing. And I empty all this stuff out. And then by the time I'm crying, I'm on the floor, and I'm like, oh God, I'm like really going in. Hear me tonight, right? Going in. And all of a sudden, in the spirit realm, I begin to see, I visualize pieces of me come back to me. God, y'all don't know. I could see it like in the spirit. All these pieces like coming back. And then I started remembering all the women, the girls that I forgot about that I slept with, right? I started remembering, I started seeing faces of women, girls I've seen. I ain't thought about these women, these girls in years, like years. I mean, I'm talking about like, oh my gosh. I'm like, and then, so God is putting me back together. God is putting me back together. He's uprooting all, putting me back together. He's making those people release me. Y'all gotta get this. Y'all gotta get this. He's making those people release me so I can come back to my wholeness, right? And they had to give me up. I mean, they had to give me up. They had to give me up because I was attached to them and they had me. They had a piece of me, so they had to give me up. And so, I mean, I'm talking about, I thought I was in prayer for maybe 15, 20 minutes, but I was in for like 3, almost 4 hours. I mean, I went through this process, just me and the Lord, about 3 or 4 hours. And so when the Lord did that for me, I was whole again. Now, the problem was, although I was whole again, I had to learn how to love. I had to learn how to give myself away in a proper way. But I didn't do well at that because I was so afraid. Are you hearing me? I was so afraid to lose me again. So I didn't want to, give myself away like that. So I was very cautious about what I would give and how much I would give, and there was still some fear. So then later on in life, of course, I experienced other things, and then that's when I experienced the whole idea of love, and then the heartbreak. And because I was whole, now I'm broken so bad, it hurts more. Like you can't hurt. Hear me. You can't hurt if you don't have anything to hurt. That's why a lot of people will never be able to love you in the way that you can love them, because they can't. It's not they don't want to. They don't have the ability to. They don't know how to. They can't. They can't reach beyond. You can't give what you don't have, no matter how much you want to. Right? That's the sad thing. Like, there are some people who are just void of that. They can't give you what they don't have. And they'll be frustrated trying to give it to you because, one, they have no clue that they don't have it. Right? And then you, because you've been preparing yourself and you're ready now and you worked on you're all in. You're all in. Boom, you're all in. But because they don't have the same capacity that you have, you're not measured up. That's why it was important when God gave Adam and Eve, they were whole. They were whole. They wasn't fragmented. That's why the Lord, one of the reasons why the Lord doesn't want you to have sex before you're married, and once you're married, not to go outside of that union. It's not because God don't want you to have sex or have a good time. It's because God knows how you're wired. God knows that whenever you sleep with somebody, you constantly give pieces of yourself away. And so, the more you sleep with that person or lay with that person, the more the bodies mesh. Are you here? The more they mesh, the more they become one. You start having cravings for an individual, like literally cravings for an individual, because your appetite has now been opened to that individual. And the more people that you engage with without getting recovered and restored, the more susceptible you will be to opening yourself up to somebody. That's why, you become very promiscuous. You sleep around. Having sex is no big deal for you. Like, it should be a major ordeal for you to have sex with somebody. It should be like, oh my God, there's no way I'm having sex with you. As a male, I know y'all not gonna believe this. As a male, me personally, I can't do that. Like, I just can't just jump up and have sex with somebody. It just doesn't work for me. And the reason why people don't believe when I say that, because everybody thinks, a guy like me is a player. Oh, he's a player. Yeah, he's the, No, I'm not. I'm not. I just can't. I don't care how beautiful she is. I don't care how sexy she is, how attractive I think. I just can't sleep with people like that. I can't do that. I'm just not going to do that, because that's not me. I can't do that. So when and people bug, like, it should be a big deal for you to sleep with somebody. It should be a big deal for you to get naked and insert your body part into someone's private part. I mean, that should be a big deal. Like, that should not be something that we just do. But, people do it. That's the reason why they do it, is because love that they engage in, they got hurt and they never recovered. They never restored. And if you are someone who can just sleep with somebody and call it just, I got a strong sex drive. No, you are broken. You are fragmented. You are damaged. You are in trouble. And you have to get yourself back. Trust me. Because there was a time, see, that's how I know the difference, because there was a time I could sleep with anybody. Like, when I was a kid, man, listen, if you had that, not anybody, but any girl, it wouldn't, listen, I did it in hallways, in cars, in the parking lot, on top of cars, in the school, in the basement, on the football field, anywhere. I do it anywhere. It ain't matter. If you was down, we was in. Are y'all hearing me? If you were down, we was in. Boom, back. Didn't matter. We was going in. Didn't even think. I didn't even have to know your name. Didn't matter what your name was. I always was protected. Bless his name. But when, when you are broken, when you are fragmented, when you are empty, when you are messed up, you could just do it. You could just go in. If you're that way right now, if you can see somebody on the street and say to yourself, they can get it, there's something wrong with you. It's dysfunctional. If you can, male or female, I'm serious. There's nothing normal about any human being just wanting to just jump on somebody and have sex. That's animalistic. I'm not judging you. I'm just telling you where that comes from. I'm not judging you. I'm just saying that if that's your situation, then there's something going on with you. I'm serious. If you can just look at somebody and say, listen, yeah, he can get it or she can get it right now, that's a problem. I'm serious. I'm not judging. I'm just saying that's something wrong with that. And that's coming from a male. That's coming from an alpha male. That's coming from a heterosexual male. That's coming from a secured male. That's coming from, me. And I'm saying, if that's your situation, you need to get that checked. You need to start examining that with yourself, because the devil has ruined and messed you up so bad. You are not ready to give yourself to somebody. You are not ready for marriage. You are not even ready to date. If you are a person that can see somebody who you think is fine and just say, yes, you can get it, that's a problem. Even if you have an association with them and you think you can sleep with them, that's a problem. I'm serious. And I'm not even, listen, I'm not trying to be something special here. I'm telling you who I was and what I was. I'm telling you. So I'm not hiding behind anything. What I'm saying to you is that in the body of Christ, many of us are in the church and we do all this stuff around the church, but you're still broken. You're still wounded because you gave your heart away, because you fell in love and it devastated you. And now you really don't care. Now you just want some contact. Some people engage in sex and intimacy because they just want contact. They just want to be held. They just want to be regarded. They just want to be important to somebody on some level. And that's dysfunctional. That's unhealthy. And that's what love will do to you when it hurts. That's what love will do unvetted. That's what relationship will do it to you when you have not been restored. That's what will happen to you. And it's up to you. You have to get selfish. You have to become selfish over your own heart, over your own destiny as it relates to that, and get that fixed. Because you're not going to be pleased with you. I remember, God help me. Listen, I remember there was a time in my life, even as a teenager, I was like, I'm tired of sleeping around. I just need a girlfriend. I want a girlfriend. I said, I want a girlfriend. Because I had so many girls that I was sleeping with. I said, I just want a girlfriend. I don't have a girlfriend. I want a girlfriend. Let me get a girlfriend, okay? I can get a girlfriend. I had girls I was messing with, but I had no girlfriend. Like, I didn't have, like, my main squeeze, right? And so I hooked up with a girl, and, but she had to be a virgin, right? Like, the gall, the arrogance. So she had to be a virgin, right? Take the nerve of me, right? And wait, don't go nowhere, because I want to tell you something else. Remind me that I got something to tell you. So she had to be a virgin. There's no way nobody could touch her, right? No. So that was a requirement. You had to be a virgin. So this one girl who I started dating told me she was a virgin, right? I didn't believe her because she was so flirtatious, right? Everybody, like, people say they had her. And she swore up and down, saying nobody put their hands on me. God never gives you more than, right? So she had to be a virgin. And so she swore up and down that nobody put their hands on. Nobody. And I didn't believe her. The whole time. Because of my dysfunction, because I didn't trust women. I just didn't trust them. And the reason why I didn't trust them is because I've done so much with them. I didn't think women were trustworthy, right? Part of my dysfunction, right? So I didn't trust girls. I didn't trust girls. I've seen girls cheat on their man. I've seen them do all kinds of stuff, right? Behind their man's back. I'm telling you, because they did it with me. And so I didn't trust no girl. I didn't trust none of them. Yeah, I didn't trust them. So this girl told me she was a virgin, right? I'm a virgin. I was like, no. And I gave her hell. I didn't trust her. I accused her all the time. I gave her hell. I did. I gave that girl hell. And sure enough, got around to it. Boom, I was the first. And when I saw the evidence that I was the first, I was shocked because it was true. She said, yeah, I told you. And I was her first. Yeah, the nerve, right? And But so I had a girlfriend. Now, because of my dysfunction, I never trusted her. So I gave her hell all through our relationship. Never trusted her. Never. Like, no matter where she went, I never trusted her. Argued all the time. Always questioning her. Always like at her. Like, you lying. You just giving her hell. Because I didn't trust her. Because of my dysfunction. I didn't trust her because of what I had done. Because I refused to allow myself, and it had nothing to give to trust. Right? I had nothing to offer. So, in lies, again, the dysfunction of promiscuity, right? In lies, the dysfunction of giving yourself away. In lies, the dysfunction of being careless with your heart. Yeah, okay. Violated by women. That's, see, now y'all psych y'all therapy now, right? So, but mind you, I have a respect. It's kind of weird, right? Some of y'all might be able to analyze a little bit because I think I got some psychologist minds on here, but I admire women, respect them. Like I never put my hand, I never punched a woman, never beat a woman, never choked. I mean, I grabbed and, stop it. But I ain't never like punched a woman. I never punched a woman. I never choked a woman. Now, I shook them and pushed them down or whatever because they swinging at me. But I ain't never slapped a woman. I've been slapped by women. Been slapped. But I never, I've been slapped. I've been some things thrown at me. And I deserve it, I'm sure. But, so I have respect. I have respect for women. I wouldn't hit them, but I didn't, y'all laughing at me, right? But I didn't trust them. So it was just kind of this crazy dysfunction. And it's still kind of something that I understand. And I know that I deal with it. So when people ask me about marriage, I tell them I'm not ready. And the worst person, I would not make a good husband. I'd be terrible right now. I'd be a bad husband. I mean, I got all the qualities. Like, I understand like my role as a husband. I'm a spiritual man, a godly man. Protect. I'll fight for my family. I'll provide for my family. I'll do anything I can for my family. But I just can't give. I'm just not able to open up that portal of my heart that has been closed. And I can't, and it takes a lot to open that up. And that's not like, I can't just do it at will. Because that's what y'all think. Women think, oh, it's just love. No. You talking about that other stuff. I'm talking about, because I understand what I have to offer. I understand being excited about going home to your wife. I had that. Like, I was excited, like, every day to go home to my wife. I was excited to spend time and to do nice things. Like, that made me feel good. Like, it made me feel good, like, to do nice things. But after being hurt and devastated, like, I really don't feel, I don't think I have that right now. And that's what I won't enter into a relationship lying, because I think this is where I want y'all to hear me. We lie about what we're willing to give. When something in the back of your mind is telling you there's no way you're going to be able to give that. There's no way. Yeah, we got a psychologist on here, Dr. Richardson. Read her post, because she's definitely speaking to this. Read her in the chat room. So you think you can give it because you want it, But there's times when you can't give what you want. Y'all understand that? Like, you can't give the level of intimacy that you want because you're just not able to. And it's not an indictment on you. It's not like you just being selfish. Yes, I have. That's good. Let me tell y'all something. I apologize. Let me help y'all with it. I apologize to my first wife. I apologize to my girlfriend that I had in high school. I apologize to my second wife. I apologize to my daughters. I apologize to them. I asked my daughters to forgive me for not giving their mom what I promised her, right? So, there's a lot that, and that's why tonight I offered an apology on the behalf of men, because there's some men that don't even know how to apologize. They don't even know. They have no idea of the devastation. It's not that they're being selfish. See, this is the other side of it. And I'm not making excuses. Hear me tonight. I'm not making excuses. What I'm saying is that they just don't know that they've caused that much pain. It's like a bull in a china shop, right? A bull don't know that he's destroying priceless china. The bull has no regard or value system for that, or appreciation. That's why the Bible says, don't cast your pearl upon swine. Don't give someone something that they can't value. The indictment wasn't on the swine. The indictment was on the person giving the pearls to the swine. That was the instruction. Don't give that to them because they don't know any better. And that's what happens often, that we give our hearts to people who don't even know any better. And some of us, we have signs. We see signs. We see signs. Like I've had conversations with women, and I'm sitting listening to them talk, and I'm like, you are dysfunctional. Like, you are broken. But they come off like they're fine. And I'm not talking about one particular. I'm talking about several. I'm talking about people I pastored, people I've talked. I'm like, whoa, man, there's something wrong with that. There's something you got to work on. That's something you got to revisit so that you can be better for you, because you are not there yet. Like, when you start, one of the signs you start accusing like you say you've seen somebody and they start reminding you of somebody else. I'm not talking about mannerisms and, outwards. I'm talking about stuff that you ain't over yet. That means you ain't fixed. And that's got to be worked on. And you have to spend some time on working on that in order to love again. Because, man, when love hurts, man. It hurts. I mean, I can't imagine what it feels like when people lose, like there's someone dies that they love. Some of y'all probably, wishing somebody died. But you have to start. And the reason why I'm talking about this tonight is because I think we don't deal with this enough in the church. We deal with all the other stuff, but we haven't really taught people how to recover from broken hearts. We haven't really spent time talking to how do you recover from a broken heart? How do you recover from a devastating marriage or relationships? How do you recover from that? How do you, like we're starting to see in the media how churches are treating widows and divorcees, like in the church, women whose husbands die and the churches, disregarding. The Bible tells us that we have to take care of our widows, right? The Bible tells that we're supposed to take care of our widows. Even at our church, the mothers are extremely important to me. I mean, we have parking, assigned special parking for the mothers in our church. They have a special parking space that we block off every Sunday for the mothers. Why do we do this? Because the mothers give so much. They give so much and they receive so little. So whenever we can do a little something for the mothers, for the women in the body of Christ, that's extremely important. No, I don't have special parking for me. No, I can walk, whatever. I have the men block off their spot, and they have a front right. They could, I think, from where their car is to the front door of the church, it might be 10 steps, if that, maybe 5, and that's intentional because you got to value the widow, the women, the mothers in the body. You got to value them, and so. I'm done. I gotta let you go tonight. I didn't think I was gonna be on this long, but I believe that we gotta deal with this stuff in the church. We have to start telling people to get well, because you listen. This is the other side of it. You are a wonderful person. Like you can really make like all your dreams. Hear my heart tonight. All of your dreams about marriage, relationships, and your vision about what you see, like, because all of us have an idea of how we want to see our life, like that we all have an idea, right? We all have a dream, a vision of our relationship, right? And marriage or whatever, you all have that. And you in that dream or fantasy, whatever you want to call it, or vision, let's call it a vision. In that vision, you're extremely happy, and you can have that because that's what you want. You can have that, and you can actually function very well in that, and thrive in that. And that's important, and you're entitled to that. You are entitled to what you see. But you have to remember that you can see it, but in the state that you're in, it's not a reality. Like, you can start off with it, but because of your brokenness or dysfunction, you will ruin it. You will destroy it. And eventually it would no longer be. And that's the part that many of us don't understand, that you have a vision for what you want. You have vision, dreams, and your picture board, your vision board. You got all the stuff, your dream, your diary, all the stuff you write. Yes, and that's real, and that can happen for you, and it should happen for you. I hope it happens for you. But what I don't want to see, and it would hurt me to see, you say, Pastor, you're a little too emotional, but I'm serious about this. It would hurt me for you to see that and as clear as you see it. But you are the problem in that. You are the problem. You are the danger in that vision. Like, it's all yours, right? You see it, and the guy or the woman, and she's everything he is, everything she wants, everything. But the one person that will ruin that is you. The one person that will shatter and destroy that is you, because you did not take the time that you have now to fix your dysfunction and to heal and to restore and to get over and whatever you have to. And you don't rush yourself. Don't rush that process. You can't rush, hear me, any scab cut on your body. You can't rush it, the healing process. The body heals, listen to me, it heals at the rate of its health. Okay, so the healthier your resistance, your immune system is, the faster a womb will heal. So as a emotional scar, if you do healthy things, reading, worshiping, challenging, disciplining yourself, correcting your thought process, challenging yourself, about how you think, and when you have confronting poor behavior, poor judgment, confronting depression, the healthier you are. And let me tell you something, it's hard to get healthy in a relationship. You got to hear me. It's hard to get healthy in a relationship. And I'll make the correlation. If I want my hand to get healthy, if I cut it, I got to stop using it. I can't keep using it to do stuff, because every time I use it, even that I may use it in a way that's not directly going to affect the cut, I can still retard or slow down the healing process. And so sometimes when you're trying to get your heart healed, it's best to not use it, but to nurse it and allow it to recover. Allow it time, allow your emotional, allow your confidence, allow your self-esteem, because some of us take hits on our self-esteem. Allow that part of you to fully heal. You can't allow all that to be restored before you start using it again. Are y'all hearing me? Before you start using your heart again, your love again, your intimacy again, allow it to heal, allow it to recover, so that when you're well enough to enter into a relationship, it can be wholesome, and you can give to the person everything that you want from that relationship, right? Think about, I know I said something pretty, right? You can give everything you want from that relationship. You can give everything you want from that relationship, because as we understand, we operate in the law of reciprocity, right? Too much is given. No, not much. That's not it. What you give, you will receive, right? So when you are able to give all that you want, right? When you give all that you want, then you're ready. Okay? Then you're ready. So yeah, you'll be ready. But this is what happens when love hurts. I hope I helped. I hope it helped. I know this is very transparent. I didn't think I was going to come this clean and come all the way out like this, but I hope it really helped you. I hope that you can take something from this. Chances are I will not leave this up. It's very transparent, and I really believe that the effect of this goes to the people who stayed and listened to it. I don't think it's for people who have not take the time to listen. I think it was more of a ministry, you had to be there kind of moment. But I hope you all got something out of this, and I hope it helped you. And everything I said tonight was the God's honest truth. No lies, no fabrication, it's all transparent, all real. I have not lied to you. I'm not making anything up. It's from the heart. And I really believe I really believe that we made a connection. I hope we did, because this is serious for me. We need a healthy church. We need our people healthy. We need our black people healthy. We need our community healthy. We need our families healthy. We need marriages healthy. We need it. We do. We need it. I'm serious. We need healthy marriage. We need healthy relationship. Thanks, brother. Thank you. We need healthy relationships. We need healthy marriage. We need healthy people, emotionally healthy. I hope it helped. Thank you. You guys have a good night. Love you. You know I love you, because I wouldn't be telling you all my business if I didn't love you. All right? All right. Grace and peace.